Have you ever wanted something so badly that you prayed for it over and over and over again? You see, Jamie and I have been praying for something for over 12 years, and last week, it seems like our prayer was finally answered. As many of you know, Jamie and I lost our second daughter named Summer to sudden infant death syndrome, also known as SIDS. Since losing Summer, we have been praying for the research teams to find out a cause to SIDS. Well, last week a study was released that found low traces of an enzyme in the blood of babies who died from SIDS. You see, this enzyme works in the brain to help arouse us and reminds us to take a breath. With this study, the hope is that eventually the hospitals can screen for this deficiency in babies shortly after birth and thus provide a treatment for babies with the enzyme deficiency. I have to admit, over the last 12 years, I have felt that sometimes I was praying for something that was never going to happen. But the good news is, God hears our prayers, even if it doesn't feel like it sometimes. In Luke chapter 18, Jesus tells a parable reminding us of how much God listens to our prayers. In the parable, we see a judge and a widow. The widow relentlessly comes back to the judge day after day, asking for justice against her adversary. Finally, this unjust judge relents because the widow just won't leave him alone. Jesus then turns around and compares the unjust judge who doesn't care about anyone to God who loves all of us. In verses 7 through 8, it says, "Will not God bring about justice for his chosen ones who cry out to him day and night? Will he keep putting them off? I tell you, he will see that they get justice, and quickly." You see, the reason that Jesus told this parable is to remind us that we are not a nuisance to God when we pray to him. We are not bothering him with our requests like the widow was doing for the judge. In contrast, God welcomes our prayers. He wants us to be in communication with him. So, my hope for you is that you don't get tired of praying for something important in your life. Because when that prayer is finally answered, you too will be reminded of God's character and God's love.